New year, new open, new network. I am the Wizard CZ. This is Wrestling with Fitness on the Wrestling Society Network, part of the Card Subject to Change and Shotgun Wrestling Radio family of shows. And of course, I'm not alone in this venture of our fitness journeys. My accountability partner, Mr. Zach Take, is Zach. How you feeling today, my friend?
I'm doing great, my friend. It's hard to believe we are already here with a brand new episode to kick off the year, my friend.
I hear you. This month has just flown by.
It really has. It really, really has. And it's funny. Our guest here this week, I had him on kind of at the end of last year, and we didn't even bring up any of your fitness journey. And we had kind of mentioned that as we got off, and you're like, yeah, Chris has me booked for January and on the pod. I'm like, okay, sweet, that'll work out great. So it probably is a good thing we didn't mention any of the fitness stuff on Shotgun at the end of last year when we chatted.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey since I really buckled down in May, and it's been I started going to the gym every day, doing some DDPY. I'm down 65-ish pounds, somewhere in there, so give or take.
Awesome.
I started at 310. I'm at 245-ish right now, so
nice.
Floating right around 245, 247. I'm trying to get down to 230-ish, but I really need to start counting the macros and micros and all that stuff and keeping track. That's my next step. So that's really buckle down and get the pluses and minuses of everything I eat and all that. So
I haven't quite gotten into the macros or whatever. I'm watching my calories a lot closer.
I've been in a caloric deficit, which has helped. I've totally changed my diet. I'm not a sweets guy. I don't drink sodas anymore. If it ain't water or chocolate milk, I ain't drinking it. So, caloric deficit is what really helped. Beef and rice, chicken and rice, that meal prep, and it sucks. But once you get in that routine, and that's where I always had a hard time committing and staying committed. So I noticed just once I got in that routine and just digging deep to stay in that routine and go and just go to the gym every day, whether it's 45 minutes, an hour, some days it's 2 hours, as long as I'm getting in there every day and building that. And then I've gotten to the point where my body hates me if I don't go to the gym now. It's like I'll feel like crap all day at work. I'll feel groggy and not awake and be falling asleep on the drive home. But on days I don't go to the gym, so that's like a really good push for me to want to keep going. I just feel better.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I kind of have discovered that too. It's through amongst working out as often as we have. It's how much you do feel better. Like even this morning, I got up. I switched my workouts to the mornings. Kind of towards the end of last year, or even before the New Year's crazies started coming in, and this morning was one of those mornings where I'm like, God, I could easily roll back over. Right. Easily roll back over. But I got up and did my normal workout. Yeah, I felt really good afterwards. And I always say it's always those workouts that you don't want to do where you feel like you do one of your better workouts.
Yep, I agree.
Oh, for sure. I completely agree.
And getting to your
what's that?
I was gonna say, getting to this point where you talked about the meal prep, that's kind of been a fun thing for me too. It's like a lot of my meal preps are simple. Like I'm always posting about what my meal preps look like, and a lot of it's just throwing shit together in the fucking crock pot and just going that. And it's funny because when I was making one of my lunches the other day, one of our anchors came in. I work for a TV station. One of our news anchors came in. She's like, "Your food always smells really, really good."
Yep. I keep mine simple too. Like it might be I just 3 pounds of 93% lean beef and then a cup or 2 cups of rice, and I'll split that up 5 ways in containers, and sometimes I'll wrap it in a protein wrap. Other times I'll just put a little nacho cheese and salsa on top and just eat it straight. But we got to get those. You got to get your maintenance calories in, obviously, the ones you're burning and the body needs for fuel. And then I'm a toast guy. I like to just come home and make a couple pieces of toast, but so that's my crutch right now. So
I need to. I've tried to do meal prep, and I just have trouble getting into a routine doing it. But I've also had trouble just getting into a routine, as we talked about a lot at the end of last year, and I feel like I'm in a good place right now.
Mhm.
Right.
Zach, I was telling Steve off the air before you came in that this is day 11 of DDPY for me straight.
Attaboy.
yeah.
And day 10, where I'm in a calorie deficit, at least as of right now. I have not eaten my dinner yet, so we'll see how that goes. I'm having something brought home for me, so. But yeah, I feel really good. It's nice to get into that routine, and I'll be honest with my routine. I don't always do things first thing in the morning like I want to.
Mhm.
There are days where I'll get up at 6:30 and be like, screw this, lay down, and then do my routine, do my workout after work.
Yeah.
But I still get it in.
That's
as
the
long as you're
important
getting
thing,
it
man.
in, that's the
Yep.
thing. I've learned that. Like I said, if the days I don't go to the gym, I know, and my body's like, bro, why didn't you go today? Like, you could have at least went and hit the stair stepper for 20 minutes, or
Right.
something,
That's
just
where
to
I
get
like.
my blood flowing, and it
Yeah.
just wakes me up and just it makes me feel more aware of my surroundings and awake. And I don't know, I kicking myself for not doing it a long time ago, so I've been a
That's
lot
what
of things in the past couple. I mean, I haven't had an energy drink in 19 months. I haven't had a cigarette in almost 2 years now. So, I mean, these are just things that I should have not been doing.
and you're saving yourself a lot of money.
Right. And I spend it other ways.
Right.
But
well,
these are things
that's
that,
the
like,
thing. That's the thing that I love about
sorry.
having a treadmill at home, because we got the treadmill during COVID, and I'll be honest, I didn't use it as much as I probably should have.
Right.
But now that I've been on this health journey and health fitness routine, I try to at least work out 4 days a week. So I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the gym, and then usually Saturday or Sunday I'm doing at least 45 minutes on the treadmill one of the 2 days. So that's why I'm really getting excited, especially we're getting towards the end of January. It's starting to stay a little bit lighter, a little bit longer. I'm like, you can just feel spring inching closer and closer.
So
I'm ready.
51 days.
I'm ready to get back out and start walking the park that's down the street from us. I'm ready to get out and start doing my outdoor walks again, because it's like, God, I miss the outdoor park walks. That's for damn sure.
Yep, taking my dogs for a walk and going fishing and going to we got a little pond and park out
Nice.
north of town we go to. So
I don't have any pets, but I love walking around the neighborhood if I can. And this weather is not.
It ain't it.
No, not at all.
It's not. Don't go outside at all.
Victor, let me ask you, what was it that finally motivated you to get off your butt and get it done?
I'm 36. I turned 36, and my brother is 10 years younger than me. And he was training and this and that, and something went on in training, and he didn't want to train anymore, and this and that, and so he got real hard into the gym, and he just got super jacked, and I got a little jealous, and I was like, well, I guess this is what I needed. So we started lifting together, and now we're on different schedules, but it hasn't stopped me, because I'm still looking at it as I got to catch up to him. And I should be way ahead of him because I'm big brother. So I got a lot of work to do. That's really what we started going every day together. And once I just got in that routine and really seen the strides he was making, and I was like, I want that to be me. So that's really just trying to catch up to my little brother. So.
And so I want to ask you this too, since you've really started kind of putting the time and the effort in, and you being a professional wrestler, have you noticed a difference in how it's affected your in-ring ability and your in-ring work?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like so when I quit smoking, I noticed a difference in my breath, and I could keep my breath, and I wouldn't get blown up as fast, and this and that. But now that I've taken it to this level and have lost another 60 pounds and working on my cardio and lifting, things just it feels easier. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Mhm.
it feels like I can be more natural because I'm not fighting to stay alive as much. Like that's I can put a lot more focus and effort into this product that I'm trying to put out rather than breathing heavy and focusing on not dying. So that's I've noticed a difference. I get told I'm doing better and better, and now I haven't been in the ring in 3 months, so I'm kind of feeling it.
Right.
I can't wait for March or maybe next month. I'll reach out and try to go work somewhere or something. If finding the time right now, like in the off season, is
That's the worst part about winter in the Midwest is there's not a lot of wrestling going on, so
right.
there's not really many options of where you can go.
Yeah, and
That
not a lot of people have it doesn't seem like, and maybe we're wrong here, but it doesn't seem like a lot of the schools that yet have really adapted or adopted the open gym yet.
right.
And I
I
think
know
it's like
Madhouse a little bit. I guess they do with
right,
their own students. Obviously,
right,
they do all that, but I haven't. I also haven't reached out to them yet because I haven't had a free weekend in weeks to say, hey, could I possibly come? Use your ring, whatever. And I'm not sure even who else has a ring set up in Iowa. So to just like, hey, maybe if were you getting some work in, maybe come get some work in, but. I just need to network more, like we talked about on your podcast a month ago. I need to get out more, and I'm hoping in 2026 that can happen. So, ring rust. That's what I'm worried about. Is
yeah.
I'm gonna get to the point where like I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I got this head pop going on, and what do I do next?
Well, especially when they always say there's a difference between being in shape and being in ring shape. They
Right,
always say there's a huge difference between
right.
those two.
And like I said, I've only probably wrestled 2, maybe 3 times since I've been really, really in the gym working. So I haven't been able to test myself and or show the progress that I have made. So
And that I can imagine that's really tough especially for you being an in-ring competitor. I couldn't take a bump to save my life, so I can't talk about ring rust. But
it is in my head, but I look at it as I might be a little rusty, but the way I do things like MMA and things like that, it's always in here. I just need a little oil, grease the gears, and I just fall right back into it, kind of. So
Right. Kind of like riding a bike.
yeah, it just I feel like as soon as I get in the ring, whether it be warming up or practice or when the lights are on, like it's go time and I'm locked in. So
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I'm always curious about when we have people in the studio, what is your routine like when you go to the gym?
when I go, I wake up at 4 a.m., let the dogs out, potty them, and then I'm slamming pre-workout at 4:15, and I'm in the gym by 4:30. I'm doing some light shoulder stretches, arm stretches, chest stretches, back stretches. I spend about 5 to 10 minutes stretching, and then I'll go hit the treadmill at a 4 maybe 5 degree incline for about 10 minutes, just to get my heart rate going. Gets it up to about 140, and I try to keep my heart rate above 125 the whole time I'm lifting, to try to just stay in that fat burning zone while I'm lifting. I don't know if it works. If you're supposed to do that, I know they say take breaks, and I do take breaks, like 90-second breaks, to where I get a little rest in my heart rate. But I try not to let it get so low to where it's like resting again, you know. So and then it's 45 minutes of lifting. I go through about 6 or 7 different exercises, whether it be Monday's chest, Tuesday is Monday chest, Tuesday shoulders, Wednesday back, Thursday is biceps and triceps for me, and then Friday I hit some cardio and like core workouts, and then Saturday I hit legs hard. I go in there and lift with my brother on Saturdays, and we hit legs hard. And Sundays, if it ain't a rest day, it's usually just cardio, like just sit on the treadmill or Stairmaster for 40, 45 minutes and just rip that, just stay at a good pace and just keep that pace for a while. Just burn calories. I try to do 6 days in the gym. Maybe if my body is telling me to take a rest day. But the last couple months I've been hitting 14, 15 days before I take a rest day because I just have been feeling really good. Like I felt better. I feel better when I go lift. So it's not that I'm lifting crazy weights. I am putting up numbers on days I'm ego lifting, but I'm not ego lifting every day. I'm in there just lifting a casual weight. I am increasing the weight every week. We have gone up a lot. Because when I first started, I couldn't bench like 85 pounds and my shoulder was like screaming, you know, and now we're putting up 225 for like 2 or 3 reps. Wow. So nice. We having my shoulder problems they're still there in the trap and area and out here in my AC a little bit, but so much stronger than they used to be. So because everybody always asks why I tape my shoulder up. I've had problems with my shoulder since high school. I dislocated it 3 times playing football in 2 different years. So it was never had any surgery. Probably should have. So who knows if I go get an MRI, how much garbled up mess is going on in there. But that, and it's all in. My form was all off when I first started, and I didn't know what I was doing. And now, with my brother's help and YouTube and the gym I lift at is owned by a power lifter. So
nice,
power lifter or bodybuilder. He was a bodybuilder, is a bodybuilder, and he is super jacked, and he's got stuff on the walls, information. He's got every machine you could probably think of, and so it's a really nice gym. So I'm just trying to use that knowledge and use everything to my advantage. So.
Right.
Have you noticed, obviously we're in the month of January, and every time January 1st rolls around, every gym under the sun is doing their new year, new you deal, and the gym just gets absolutely crazy. And I know that drives a lot of us regulars crazy. Have you seen a difference in I mean, I know you're like me, so you go in the morning, and like I said, I noticed for me, going in the morning, it's a little busy, but it's still not like crazy busy where you're like waiting for equipment busy. You know what I mean?
Oh, like no, not at our gym, because in my town, there's probably population of this town is only like 1,200 people.
Okay.
So most people that come to our gym, either they come, there's a really big influx about 6 a.m. A bunch of people come in.
Yep.
Because they have classes and stuff, like kickboxing classes and stuff there.
Oh, too. Nice.
So, but after work, stacked. Just there, you don't go in there from 5 to 7 because you ain't sitting at any machine. But I go in the morning, and it's me and 2 other dudes, and they leave at 4:45, 5 o'clock, and then the gym's mine the rest of the time, empty.
Nice. So, yeah, I used to be an evening goer, and then even before the new year kind of came, it felt like the gym was just kind of starting to pick up busier from that 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. time frame. I'm like, God dang, man, this is just getting ridiculous.
I used to try to go after work, and I would go any gym, even at my old gym in Iowa Falls. I would go after work, and there would be a bunch of people in there, and I would get deterred and go, too many people, and I'd go home, and I go, not for me today. So I like going in there in the morning and it being
Yeah.
empty and the lights come on when I walk in. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, that's the great thing about going in the morning. Again, going in the morning is not going to, obviously won't be for everybody, and it
Right.
definitely does take some willpower to do. But I feel like once you get in that routine and you realize how nice it is, and then it just becomes part of your routine. Because it's kind of like, for me, it's like, it's nice to be able to come, you get off work and you be able to come home, you know what I mean?
Right.
You don't want to be like, oh, I have to go to the gym after work, and then you have to fight the crowd at the gym and yada yada yada.
And
And
I'll come home, and if I'm feeling it that day, I'll hit a 30 to 40 minute DDPY, energy or stand up or whatever we're feeling that day, just to get a good stretch in. Because I'm not a good stretcher after the gym, which I'm getting better at, but I'd rather stay warm. I try to stay warmed up and then go to work, do all my crap at work for 8 hours, and then come home and then stretch. But
I'm
I'm
glad
not
you
a professional.
I'm glad you brought up DDPY, because that's where I've been. And, I mentioned earlier, this is day 11 for me in a row. I actually did technically 1.5 workouts today. I started a 40-minute workout and I got about 65% of the way through before my legs were like, yeah, you need to stop right now.
That's good though.
But after work, between work and here, I was able to get a different workout in that was about 20 minutes. So I'm happy that I got something done.
Heck
Something
yeah.
completed, I should say. Definitely not ready for those 40 minutes ones yet, though, I don't think.
Yeah, I know. I'm like I said this off air before we started, but I've been sick since last Wednesday night. I started getting sick, and I haven't been to the gym since. Kind of shame, but I'm getting back in there in the morning, and just gonna just ride that treadmill for a little while and get the blood flowing again, and try to just ease back into my routine and just start going again every day, because my body has felt it all week not going. Like I feel weaker than I did last week, obviously, because I just got done being sick. But
yeah,
it's like, God, I don't know if I could go put up 135 right now. So, I don't even know.
Now I'm going to ask both of you this, since you're both on the DDPY train. You both like to do DDPY. For you, both of you guys, what's your favorite DDPY workout? Because there are so many different DDPY workouts that you guys are able to do.
For me, it's I think it's called Stand Up 2.0.
Okay.
Or I think that's the one it is. I've done so many of them, I can't remember that, but that's more one of my go-tos, because I feel like I engage with that better. His speed in that one is a little more consistent, not a lot of pauses. He kind of just runs through the exercises, and you get it, because there's some that Diamond Dallas Page will just sit there and yap sometimes, and it's like, are we working out or are we chatting, buddy? It's like, well, you're in the middle of holding the 10-second push-up or whatever. You're like, come on, how many seconds is this going to be, really?
10 seconds turn into a minute.
Sometimes depends on the video, but yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I can pick a favorite, because I'm still kind of getting my feet wet. When I first started back in July, I was doing bed flex, so stuff laying in the bed, just stretches. Probably could have skipped that completely. I didn't realize that, or my brain didn't want to acknowledge that until about 2.5 weeks ago. I joined what's called Transformation University, which is a program where they have different challenges and different lectures I've been watching. I'm about a week behind on the lectures, but just because I haven't had time, there's only so many hours in the day.
Yep. But
one of the lectures really hit home with me, where one of the coaches said, you was talking about challenging yourself. And I realized that I've been doing the chair program, like sitting in the chair, for months. And again, I probably could have bypassed that too, but kind of let the fear guide me. So I finally just took the initiative. I have been doing standing exercises with a chair, and they're a challenge. but it's a good challenge. And I've only done a handful I've done 2 different ones, technically 3 with the one that I did this morning, but that was like a live, not part of the actual what they call Stand Strong program. But no, I can tell you that I don't like the Cobra standing with a chair. That is a bitch, because for those of you who don't know, your hands are on the chair, you're on your toes, and your feet are back a little ways, and you push your hips in. That's a no.
Yeah.
That's a no for me. That's a not yet for me. How about that?
There you go. Because like DDP says, whether you can or can't, you're right.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Somehow that makes sense, because I don't know if it's because he's saying it or if he's just like, you're right. And you're like, all right, it works.
Maybe a little of both.
Yeah.
But he's got a good point. If you tell yourself you can't do it, then you're not going to be able to do it.
Baby steps are still steps, my man.
Yeah.
That's it. And baby steps can take you a long way.
I wanted to ask you too. I know you mentioned earlier that you usually do like a pre-workout before every time you go to the gym. What's your favorite pre-workout drink that you like to do?
The only one that works for me right now is Bucked Up Woke AF. It's Freedom, the Freedom Pop or whatever it is. Bombsicle is what the flavor is.
Okay.
You take a scoop and a half of that, and woo! I've tried a few different ones. A regular Bucked Up, and then another kind of Bucked Up, and then this other stuff that was called Madness, and nothing was like, when I first was starting at pre-workouts, they'd get you all tingly and you'd feel it. And, once you're doing them a scoop every day, you kind of get used to it. And I went to GNC, and this guy was like, Bucked Up, woke as fuck, ain't doing it for you. And I was like, I guess not. He's like, try a scoop and a half. And I've moved up to a scoop and a half, because 2 scoops is too much. 660 milligrams of caffeine for me, when that's the only caffeine intake I get, that's just too much.
Yeah.
I get all shaky at the gym, and I'm just pouring sweat for 2-3 hours. I'm like, what's going on? 2 scoops too much. Scoop and a half, sweet spot. We're right in there. So
I've been doing. I usually don't do a pre-workout. I'll usually drink a protein shake afterwards, and one that I got right now is a Reese's flavored protein shake, which is absolutely fucking delicious. And I'm like, that's the one thing I've discovered about like protein shakes and shit. Because I remember growing up, protein shakes used to just be fucking disgusting. They didn't have all the delicious flavor. And there's a protein brand out there by the name of Ghost, and right around Thanksgiving they had a Thanksgiving sale, and I actually stocked up on like 4 different protein shakes that they have. So I'm actually probably pretty set for the rest of the year. I think one flavor is like cinnamon roll. I think one's Oreo, and I forgot what the other 2 are.
I'm gonna have to look into that, because that's the only thing that's the thing I need to like. That's why I need to keep track, because I know I'm not the days I do drink a protein shake or whatever, I just feel like my muscles feel better because I'm getting more protein, obviously.
Right.
So I need to start keeping track, because I know my protein intake is way lower than it should be.
Yeah.
And I know my calorie intake is way lower than it should be, even for my maintenance calories on some days. And that's another part of the struggle, is just find the time to write stuff down, and keep track. Because I go to the gym, I get my workouts on ChatGPT. I say, give me 7 chest workouts. Yep. Boom. That's it. Yep. And that's what I go do. I go do 3 to 4 sets of each exercise, and then I'm out. And then I don't write nothing down. I don't keep track of, I failed here, I failed there. I could have went harder here like I should. I don't keep track of weights.
Yeah, ChatGPT. I know there's a lot of people that are leery on AI, and I get it, believe me. But if you want to try it out, like just try it out, even for like your workouts. Like just say, give me workouts for 3 days a week that consists of cardio and weights, and it'll even ask you like, would you like me to tailor it to a gym like Planet Fitness? You can have it tailored to kind of equipment that they would have at Planet Fitness, and it will give you it'll give you like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday set of different workouts to do.
I had it doing that for me for my meals there at the beginning, and then just got tired of making different meals to prep, so I got to the point where I'm just making one giant batch of this for the week, and that's it. So and beef and rice has been taco flavored beef and rice has been my go-to for probably 2 months now, 3 months almost. So
I can live with something like that. That sounds like a good go-to. I'll be honest.
Yeah, just taco seasoned meat. You use the less sodium and only like half a packet or whatever. You just minimize the seasoning packet. More lean beef and some rice. Mix it all together, and that's it. That's me. I'm I guess
one thing I want to mention too, like we're talking about protein shakes. I usually never will take a protein shake and like drink it and be like, that's my supper. I still will eat or eat, like that's my breakfast. No, I'm still going to eat breakfast. And that's one thing I know. I feel like they're recommending more and more over the years is if you are going to do a protein shake before or after your workouts, that's fine, but you still need to eat a real meal along with it.
When I make my 8-ounce protein shake, I use 8 ounces of whole milk plus my powder. And when I take that 8 ounces and mix it with that powder, it turns it into about 18 ounces of liquid inside that jar. I'm like, where did it all come from? And it fills me up so much. So that's why I've been slacking on them, because it makes me feel so full for the rest of the day that I'm like, I can't eat anything else. So, and I know it's just like bloating me and whatever because it's milk, but
have you tried, and Zach, I'm curious what you mix yours with, but have you tried using like milk substitutes like almond milk or oat milk, anything like that? I'm just curious.
No, milk wise, if we drink milk at the house, it's usually skim milk. That's what I've always grown up with. I'm not really the biggest milk drinker. My kid actually goes through more milk than either me or my wife does, but usually I just do mine with water. I'll do water, a couple cubes of ice, put it in, mix it up, and I'm usually good to go with just that. Is how I've been doing my protein shakes.
Maybe that's the play. Maybe milk is not the play. I just make them with milk because I got vanilla powder. So
yeah, when I do have protein shake powder in the house, which it's just for me it's expensive, so I don't get it as often as I'd like. But it's just been water. I have a shaker bottle, just water and a scoop of the powder for. I mean, I've thought about using like I don't have a problem with milk. I would drink milk if it were available, if I had it in the house. But if it were available, of course it's available. Just go to the store and get it. But I've been toying with the idea. My sister is big on almond milk, and that's what she would use when she did her protein stuff. So just been kind of thinking about it. I don't know. It's something maybe worth trying that isn't as overpowering as like whole milk or skim milk itself. So,
well, guys, now that we're kind of halfway through the show here, let's kind of switch the topic a little bit because it is wrestling with fitness.
Yes.
This coming weekend, Chris, I'm sure you probably kind of talked about this topic to death already on all the thousands of podcasts that you've done, and we're only at Wednesday. But this weekend,
I will have you know I've been on one this week since Sunday. Just one.
You're slacking then, Chris. But no, boys, this weekend is probably one of a lot of people's favorite events every year. And of course, we're talking about the Royal Rumble. We were talking about it before we went on air. We didn't make our predictions yet. So let's go ahead and we'll make our predictions who we think is going to win the men's and women's Rumble. I'll go ahead and start for the men. It feels obvious, so I almost hope it doesn't happen. It feels like it has to be Braun Breaker. I would almost rather it not happen. I would almost rather him win at the Elimination Chamber and then set it up from the Elimination Chamber. Because, again, Braun winning this weekend just feels too obvious.
And I can agree with that. I don't know that they will pull the trigger on Braun and Saudi. And the reason I say that is they're going to want somebody bigger to win.
So do you think Roman?
Honestly, that's really tough for me to pick. I think Roman is a good fit. Probably the odds-on favorite if in my head. Maybe Cody, but I really don't want to see Cody win in a third Rumble.
I love Cody. I love him to death. But yeah,
yeah. Nothing against Cody. I just 3 Rumbles in 4 years. That's a little bit much. But no, I really I would love for Braun to win. I think he deserves it. But in where the venue, where they're doing the Rumble from, it's not going to happen. That's my opinion.
All right, who you got there, Victor?
My heart says Cody, because I think that's the only way he gets another championship match. Who they're playing at to win is either Braun Breaker or that's who I think is essentially they want everybody to think they are pushing for the win because he's getting all this stuff. But no, I agree with you. I think I don't think he wins till Mania. If I'm being honest, who I really, really absolutely think is going to win because it's Saudi, Roman. There's just no he hasn't won a Rumble yet. He's been runner-up in 4 Royal Rumbles.
Well, he won what was it, 2018, where Rock came in Philadelphia, where Rock came out to try to save face, and he got booed out of the fucking building. Because all of us wanted Daniel Bryan to win that year, and it didn't happen. And
but ultimately,
pissed.
If Sammy doesn't beat Drew for the WWE title in Saudi on Saturday, I think Sammy is also a close favorite for the pop in Saudi. Okay. Sammy, big win the Rumble, goes on, faces Drew. But also, if Sammy does beat Drew for the WWE Championship, I think Randy could sneak in a victory and have easy pickings at Mania with Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
So Hunter said today on the show Get Up on ESPN, because since it's on the ESPN network, everybody was doing media appearances on ESPN all day, and I keep ESPN on in my office at work, and I looked up and I saw Hunter was on this morning, and he had said this morning supposedly there's a lot of surprises for the Rumble. I feel like they say that every year, and we'll see.
He said that last year, and there was one.
Yeah,
and it was
my question
surprise.
Though. Do you guys think we see the final boss since it is Saudi?
I'm going to say no because it's in Saudi.
Yeah, I
don't think The Rock is going to Saudi. I don't know if they're paying The Rock to go to Saudi, so why would it go? You know
I mean? And one here's because I think it's what next year's Mania is in Saudi.
Yes.
I think next year is when they're really going to push for Rock and Roman. I think Saudi's going to throw every money at every type of money they can to get that match at Saudi.
Brock caught so much heat for the bad play they made this year. I don't know if he can come back.
I was telling
terrible storyline.
I was telling some of my friends the other day, like we were talking about it, and the problem I have with the Royal Rumble is, especially now, everybody's entrance music is so fucking generic. It takes 10, 15 seconds to realize who the fuck's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because nobody, in my opinion, with the exception of maybe like Rhea Ripley in terms of like newer music, nobody really has like an iconic music like we used to get. Like, the buzzer used to sound and the music would hit, and as soon as the music would hit, everybody would pop. I mean, but now it's like everybody,
Seth Rollins could come back, and if his music hits, holy shit, that place is gonna go nuts.
Right.
I'll tell you, I bet if Kit Wilson is in the Rumble with his new music, you'd know it's him right away.
I'll be honest, I haven't heard it, so I don't watch SmackDown, so I don't know.
You don't know Kit Wilson? You don't know Kit Wilson's new theme song?
Nope.
Go look it up when we're done.
So Spotify that shit, buddy.
So before we move
500,000 downloads over this past week.
I did see that. I just haven't really gone and checked it out yet. So I did see that though.
For his name, he used they did the classic 3-syllable name, Kit Wilson. It's easy to chant. Blah blah blah. It fits. It makes sense. It's a hot song, just like Trick Williams. Whoop that trick. It's so easy. It fits. It's natural. The crowd's doing it on their own. sells itself. That's another guy. Trick Williams, another guy. He could win the Rumble. I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't either. I don't think he will.
There's
but
10 guys that could legitimately win, and I'd be like, that makes sense.
Right? Yeah.
Like everything there makes sense, no matter what story you want to write. Chris Jericho could come back and somehow win, and I'd go, makes sense because CM Punk's got the title.
Right.
Makes sense.
Now
it's dumb as shit
over,
because I think Jericho has the AEW bus ran him over. So
I don't know how much of that is AEW and how much of that is him because
right.
I
think once they're like, "Hey, you went on the bus?"
Hi guys.
Like, sure.
Before we move over to the women and talk about predictions there, I want to know what you guys think of this one. One of the big things they make a deal. One of the things they make a big deal about is who has the most eliminations during the Rumble, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Who's going to have the most eliminations this year?
This year in the men's or the women's?
In the men's.
Obafemi.
Yep.
Or Brock Lesnar. Depends on when Brock comes out because he declared himself today.
Yep.
Which he could win, and it would make sense because CM Punk has a title. Or even Drew. He's got that shit with Drew from a couple years ago at Mania. There's so many stories they could just.
Because I mentioned in the chat before we logged in, my idea if I were booking, you have two big guys like Oba and Brock. It'd be a damn shame if you don't have them clash at some point in this Rumble. Have them come in. And
giving Oba the Brock rub like Gunther got 2 years ago makes sense. It just makes sense.
Somehow get the ring cleared out. Everybody whomever is in there, have them just eliminate have Oba eliminate everybody, and then all of a sudden Oba standing there alone like Stone Cold was back in '97, just standing there alone, kind of waiting, looking down, waiting around, and then all of a sudden Brock's music hits. I think the pop from even the crowd in Saudi would just be insane, and then Brock comes in and they meet in the middle of the ring. Just oh man, that would just be electric.
Oh yes, I agree. Yeah, so, I think Oba or Brock has the most eliminations.
I think Oba is gonna pull it off this year. I see that. I see him being big this year.
Yeah. So as far as gentlemen, now the women's Rumble, I'm going to go with the one, the only Miss AJ Lee. I don't think she's like declared yet, but I'd be shocked if she wasn't there.
That's fair.
You think she's gonna win?
Yep.
Ooh,
it's an interesting choice.
That's interesting.
I don't see a clear-cut women's front runner this year. If it were me, I think Bianca Belair is going to come back and win it. We haven't seen her for a while. There's definitely a story there with Jade. So I think it's going to be her. I would go with Bianca.
Yeah, we haven't seen Bianca in a hot minute. Yeah, I can see that. I did see earlier on socials. I don't know how legit it is. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I guess skip over, just hit mute. There was a photo on the plane. I think it was one of the Jackie Red, maybe one of the Kayla Braxton, one of those two. They were on the plane, and somebody swore they spotted Nikki Bella kind of right behind her. So it looks like we might get a Nikki return in this one too.
How do you really feel, Victor?
I'm not a Bella fan, Nikki or Brie for that matter. But hey, get your money, honey.
I'll be curious to see if they're able to bring any legends for the women's Rumble, like a Trish or a Lita or somebody like that.
That'd be interesting to see who.
Hell, I don't know if she can. I mean, when we saw her in Waterloo last summer, she looked like she was still in amazing shape. Fucking bring Medusa in for a Rumble one-off.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right?
With that.
Who do I think is going to win the ladies' Rumble? I got to think about the women's roster. And who on like NXT
they have a stacked women's roster.
Sol Ruka, she could win. She got a big pop at Saturday night's main event.
Best finisher.
Tiffy, yeah, Tiffy. That's who I ultimately would think. Didn't she just win last year? Did she win last year or the year before?
Yeah, yep. Because she feuded with Charlotte heading into Mania last year.
Right. So I mean, Tiffy makes sense. If I want to go with my heart, I'm thinking Alexa Bliss because I think she needs that again. I think she needs one more title. I think she needs one more title for just a little bit before she retires, like she's planning. So, go be a mom. That's what she wants. So,
I would be okay with her retiring as long as it's not Gunther who retires her. I'm just throwing that out there.
I guess if I'm picking anybody to win, even though she has a championship match on Saturday that she's not going to win, it's Jordynne Grace. But that's who I really want to win because I think Jordynne Grace is probably one of the best females in the business right now. So I've been following Jordynne Grace since her early days in TNA. So she's been one of my favorites to watch, and her fitness progression has been semi-inspiring, to wow, look at what she went from to what she is and everything in between. The different levels and things she's put her body through has been incredible. So
I'll ask the same question that I did for the men. Who has the most eliminations?
I'm gonna say
Nia Jax or Lash Legend.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go completely opposite. I'm gonna say either Jordan or Jade.
See, I got a different one in mind.
You think Jade's gonna be in the Rumble? She's got a championship though.
So why not?
Oh, you think she's just gonna get in it, win it, and challenge Stephanie Vicker?
There you go.
La prima. Let's go.
I'm gonna go a completely different direction because I think this is someone who deserves to have a big showing, and that is Raquel Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, I love Raquel. She's great.
And they've been building her lately too.
Yeah, yes. That's true. She could win.
Good call, Chris. Good call.
I mean, Raquel is the type of. She's always been a great big gal to be in there, but now that she's really just leaning into this heel, let her do what she needs to do and act, and she's acting much bigger. She used to be I don't know, and be kind of hesitant on things. Now to see her follow through with things and really fucking give it to him, and do the power bombs and things like that, and really show off her strength and be a big girl worker, and I like to see that. Same with Nia Jax. I know she gets a bad rep for hurting people, which she has hurt people, but she's put in a lot of work lately too on her fitness and getting, losing weight and doing all that. So more power to them.
Well, and here's another wild card I'll throw out there. Natalia. They've been kind of slowly rebuilding Natalia up here with I mean, that'd be an interesting twist. Let Natalia win.
You want to talk about somebody who I never thought they had it in them was Maxine Dupree when she first started, and she was with LA Knight and doing all that, and then she went to Alpha Academy, and I was like, they just got this hot blonde for her looks. I see what she's doing, and then to see what she's done in the last 3 months.
Yeah,
I'll shut the hell up now because I was totally wrong. I was totally wrong. I never seen that coming out of her in the beginning of what she's been able to do.
She definitely put the work in and has made wild improvements.
I think they pulled the trigger on her and Natty a little too early. I know they're building up for Mania here, but you could have waited a month and a half out from Mania. Elimination Chamber, big title match, boom, that's when Natty turns.
Yeah.
Make it a little. Now they got to drag it out to try to get the Mania and keep people interested.
That's going to be a tough one for. I mean, nothing against Maxine. Like I said, she's come worlds from where she was, but to keep people interested in a story with her, that's going to be tough.
I think the last real long-term story that they had people hooked with was Roman Reigns. And that was going to be it for a while because it was so long. You can only keep people look how fast Yeet died. Not died, but he went from champion not a champion a month later. Like, because you cannot keep people interested in Jey Uso. Sorry.
I agree.
They've proven that.
I don't know that he really had the ability to carry that title anyway.
Yeah.
And
I don't think he wanted it.
there's
Honestly,
nothing against Jay either. I like him, I like him more in the tag team with his brother, but
they're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. I love watching the Usos work together in a tag and do that. But then you see Jay or Jimmy by themselves, and you see what the other one brings to the table with them, and it's like they're just missing something to me.
Right.
To me.
Right, I agree.
Now, one thing I want to talk about too, real quick here before we kind of start wrapping up. Another match at the Rumble, and we had also talked about this before we got on air. Is this really going to be the last time we see one of the true goats of professional wrestling?
Man,
I've said it for the last 15 plus years. If I were ever going to start a promotion, he is my number one draft pick every time because he's that damn good.
I agree.
Are we going to see AJ get retired by Gunther? I'll say that, and I'll say this. I would love to see it go out until Mania if he really wants to retire at the Rumble, because that's where he made his debut at. Okay, that makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, man, you just had a really great match with Shinsuke at Saturday night's main event. Turn around 2 days later, had another great match with Punk, even though it
which is crazy to say, because who has a good match with Punk?
Hey, he in my opinion lately is putting out some really good matches. I mean, he had a good match with I
will say I like watching CM Punk more now than his first run in the WWE at all. Wasn't my guy. I just didn't see it. Like, and I catch flack for that from a lot of people, but I'm like, hey, we all like who we like. And then I was never a CM Punk guy. Even when Ring of Honor and TNA, when he did his little stuff there, and then ECW, and I was
I still look at it and I'm just like, he's lasted longer in WWE this time around than he did in AEW. I'm like, how did AEW fuck that one up?
How did you fumble? How did they fumble?
I just like, it's just mind blowing. And they picked fucking Jungle. I will never understand picking fucking Jungle Boy over CM Punk.
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Age before beauty, I guess. I don't know.
Or because you're BFFs with the fucking Young Ducks.
Talk about a couple of guys I can't stand.
I don't think you're alone there. I mean,
I got nowhere to talk because they don't know who I am. So
I know I don't want to. I don't support tribalism. I don't want to poo-poo on anybody, but Young Bucks are not my cup of tea. AEW is tolerable for me right now at best. There was a time where I thought it was really good. They had a good run, and then it just.
Yep.
I'll tell you a couple of guys I do like watching over there on Ring of Honor and stuff is Dalton Castle and the Outriders. Those guys are magic. Like, those guys are what they need to be having on TV. That's like good stuff over there from them guys.
But hey, let's get into our kind of final predictions here. Do we really think Gunther continues his career killer path?
Yes.
And because we were already kind of predicting Gunther's probably retiring Brock at SummerSlam, because it sounds like Brock wants to retire at SummerSlam in Minnesota. Does he take AJ down too? Like, again, I think building him up as the retirement king or career killer is an absolutely brilliant maneuver.
Yeah, I think he does, unfortunately, retire AJ on Saturday. And a couple of things to that, like AJ had that gear he was gonna wrestle in next weekend or Saturday with the mask. The last time he wrestled in a mask was his last match in New Japan. It seemed like the Shinsuke match was kind of like thrown together in a couple of days. Like, hey, you want to wrestle Shinsuke before you retire? Sure, here you go. You want to wrestle Punk one time before you retire? Okay, here you go. And then here we are to Saturday. I'm hoping it's a no, but all roads, even that post from Shinsuke online that got deleted within a couple of minutes, where he said he talked to AJ and AJ said Saturday at the Rumble, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then it got deleted. Shinsuke made an oopsie, and we'll probably never see Shinsuke Nakamura again. Now who knows? But with all roads point to yes on that one for me.
AJ for me too was always one of those guys who had an amazing career in TNA. Like he was so good over there, so good in New Japan.
I don't think it would have been as successful in the early days of TNA.
Yeah.
Without AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels.
Yeah.
That whole X division. The whole X division, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, anytime AJ's like contract come up with TNA and there was rumors of him going to WWE, he was the one guy I was always worried about how they would use him. How is his career trajectory going to go in WWE? So to see the wave of success and the kind of career he's had and the way that he's appreciated. Mm-hmm. I mean, even having that match with John Cena earlier this year and the introduction Cena had for him, it was like, okay, that's just shows a level of respect that AJ has earned in his time there. And especially with half the time he's been there, Vince was booking him. Like he doesn't seem like he would have been a Vince guy, but he definitely seemed to change Vince's tune. And yeah, AJ ended up with a hell of a career in WWE and should be a first ballot Hall of Famer when that time comes too.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, who would have thought we'd be close to losing Cena and AJ within the course of a month of each other?
It's crazy.
But I mean, the nice thing is for like both of those guys too is it's like they know when to walk away. Right. You know, you're not. They weren't forced out. They weren't forced out by injury. So thankfully they've been able to, between both of them, it seems like both of them are going to kind of go out on their own and go out how they want to.
And I don't think there'll be a flare and one more match and one more match and one more match. Right. And I'm 86 and I'm coming out of retirement again. No, you're not, dude. Stop it.
Nobody wants to see that. God damn it.
No.
Respect the game, but damn, you don't need to play anymore.
Right. But all right, Victor, we don't got a whole lot more time here left. Where can everybody find you on the socials, and what's your bookings looking like here as we are starting to kind of turn the page to February and then obviously on to March?
You can catch me on Facebook, Viktor Payn, TikTok, Viktor Payn 54. Other than that, I'm not on. I don't think I have an Instagram, and I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on X. I don't play those games.
You don't throw up the X?
Bookings? No, I'm not injured all the time. I don't do that. Bookings, I got the March 14th. We got the Badger Brawl Classic in Algona. I'll be taking part in that 30-man battle royal to win and get a shot at the Openweight Championship once again. And then after that, it's we got the Harbingers of Hate, me and my tag team partner Damon Dillinger. We get a welcome Elijah Brooks to APW and a tag team partner, whoever he chooses. I don't care who it is. And then after that, it's the Winter Brawl Classic that I'm going to win and get a heavyweight championship title shot. So we're collecting gold this year.
I was just gonna say you're turning into quite a belt collector here.
Gonna be, and anywhere else that wants to get a little painful and get a little Vicious Victor on their roster, just hit me up. It can cause some pain.
Fantastic. Well, Victor, thank you so much for coming on. This has been a lot of fun talking with you here, talking wrestling, talking fitness.
Yeah.
Zach, any final thoughts for tonight?
I don't think so. Are we ready to announce our guests for next month? Or are we holding out until I'm going to make people say they should follow us on all of our social media accounts at Wrestling and Fitness?
Well, I mean, they should follow us, but I think we can go ahead and announce it.
I'll let you do the honors.
We are having the Death Dealer on in February.
One of my greatest opponents.
Super excited.
I'll give him his flowers right now. That dude's been putting in the work too, boys.
Yep.
I'll tell you what,
he really has
been turning them and burning them at both ends and been in the gym.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we'll see each other in 2026 for some gold at some point. Who knows? Who knows?
Right.
Sign me up. I'd be front row for any of those matches.
Big meaty men slapping meat. Let's go.
Well, gentlemen, this has been a lot of fun. So, Victor, again, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for
Been
having
a
me.
blast having you. For my tag team partner, Mr. Zach Takis, I am the Wizard CZ. You can catch Zach on Shotgun Wrestling Radio Fridays. You can catch me Sundays with my co-host Never Wrong Nick Bull on the Card Subject to Change, since this is part of the Card Subject to Change family of shows. But we will be back next month at the end of February for another episode of Wrestling with Fitness. Everybody have a great rest of your night.